She didn't just lose her job that day. She lost her dignity, her safety, and her last hope in front of her child. Emily Carter stood frozen in the middle of the office floor. People stared. Some whispered. Some looked away like her pain was contagious. Her arms were wrapped tightly around her 4-year-old son, Noah. His small body was burning with fever, his breathing uneven, his face pale. That morning, Noah had clutched her hand and whispered, "Mama, please don't leave me alone." Emily had swallowed her fear and answered softly, "I won't, my love. Mama just needs this job." She had already used all her sick days, already begged twice, already been warned once. When Noah started coughing during the meeting, deep, painful coughs that shook his tiny chest, the room went silent. Her manager stood up, irritated. "This is unacceptable." Emily rushed to the door, apologizing. "I'm sorry, he's sick. I'll step outside." But it was too late. Security appeared. One of them said coldly, "Ma'am, you're terminated, effective immediately." Noah fainted right there on the office floor. Emily screamed his name, "Mama's here, please wake up." But instead of help, she was rushed out, jobless, shaking, carrying her unconscious child in her arms. Outside, rain poured down like the sky was mocking her. She checked her phone. $47.12. No savings, rent overdue, medicine unaffordable. Emily hugged Noah tighter and whispered through tears, "I promise you, even if the world throws us away, I won't." She didn't know yet. That night would push her closer to the edge than ever before. But it was too late. Security appeared. One of them said coldly, "Ma'am, you're terminated, effective immediately." Noah fainted, right there, on the office floor. Emily screamed his name, "Mama's here, please wake up." But instead of help, she was rushed out, jobless, shaking, carrying her unconscious child in her arms. Outside, rain poured down like the sky was mocking her. She checked her phone. $47.12. No savings, rent overdue, medicine unaffordable. Emily hugged Noah tighter and whispered through tears, "I promise you, even if the world throws us away, I won't." She didn't know yet. That night would push her closer to the edge than ever before. Emily stared at her phone for a long moment. An unknown number. No profile photo, no name. Just one sentence. "I heard you're desperate for work. One cleaning job, cash, tonight." Her fingers hovered over the screen. Every instinct told her to ignore it. But desperation is louder than fear. She looked down at Noah. His lips were slightly blue, his breathing shallow. "Mama, are we going home?" he whispered. Emily forced a smile. "Soon, baby. Mama just needs to clean one house." She borrowed bus money from a stranger, held Noah close as the city blurred past the window. The house they arrived at was massive, too quiet, too perfect. White walls, marble floors, no warmth. A woman handed Emily gloves and said flatly, "Clean downstairs, don't go upstairs." Emily nodded. She didn't ask questions. As she wiped a glass table, Noah tugged her sleeve. "Mama." "Yes, sweetheart?" "I know this house." Emily froze. Before she could ask what he meant, a man's voice echoed from upstairs, a voice she hadn't heard in 5 years. Footsteps descended the stairs. Slow, confident. Emily's heart stopped. Daniel Wright, her ex-fiancé, the man who once promised her forever, then disappeared from her life. Their eyes met. Time collapsed. Daniel looked older, sharper, colder. Success had hardened him. Then his gaze dropped to the little boy hiding behind Emily's leg. Same eyes, same jawline. Daniel's voice broke. "Emily, who is that?" Emily stepped back instinctively. Her throat tightened. Her hands shook. "This job, I didn't know it was your house, she whispered. Daniel didn't answer. He kneeled slowly in front of Noah. What's your name, buddy? Noah hesitated, then said softly, Noah. Daniel swallowed hard. How old are you? 4. Daniel's face drained of color. 4 years. 5 years since Emily disappeared. The truth hit him like a crash. Emily turned away, tears filling her eyes. Some secrets don't stay buried forever. The room felt smaller, too quiet. Daniel stood up slowly, his eyes never leaving Noah. 4 years old, he whispered, more to himself than to Emily. Emily's chest tightened. She had prepared for this moment 1,000 times, but nothing prepares you when it actually arrives. Daniel looked at her. Emily, tell me the truth. She shook her head, tears slipping down her cheeks. Not here, not in front of him. But Noah was watching them closely, sensing the tension. Daniel's voice softened. Buddy, go sit on the couch for a minute, okay? Noah nodded, clutching his toy car. The moment he turned away, Emily broke. I was pregnant when you left, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. I tried to reach you. Your number was changed. Your office refused to connect my calls. Daniel's face twisted in pain. I had no money, no family. And then your mother came to me. Daniel froze. She said if I stayed, I'd ruin your future. She told me you'd hate me if you ever found out. Emily looked down at her shaking hands. So I left. I raised him alone. I protected him alone. Daniel's voice cracked. I would have chosen you, Emily whispered back. You already didn't. From the couch, Noah started coughing, harder than before. Emily rushed to him. Daniel saw it clearly now. The sickness, the exhaustion, the fear, and the truth he could never undo. Noah collapsed into Emily's arms. His small body went limp, his breathing shallow. Emily screamed, Please, someone help my son. Daniel didn't hesitate. He scooped Noah up and shouted for the car. The drive to the hospital felt endless. Emily held Noah's face, whispering desperately, Stay with me, baby, please stay. Daniel drove like his life depended on it, because it did. At the emergency room, doctors rushed Noah away. Emily slid down the wall, shaking, guilt crushing her chest. This is my fault, she cried. I should have done better. Daniel knelt beside her. No, he said firmly, tears in his eyes. You did everything alone. That was my failure. Hours passed. Finally, a doctor approached. Your son has a serious lung infection, untreated for too long. Emily's heart shattered. Daniel took her hand. I'm not leaving again, he said quietly. Whatever happens, we face it together. But Emily didn't know if she could trust that promise. Not yet. The hospital hallway smelled like antiseptic and fear. Emily sat with her knees pulled to her chest, staring at the closed emergency room doors like they controlled her fate. Every second felt heavier than the last. Daniel stood a few steps away, silent, his hands clenched into fists. For the first time in his life, money meant nothing. A doctor finally approached. Are you the parents of Noah Carter? Emily jumped to her feet. Yes, I'm his mother. The doctor's expression was serious. Your son has been living with a chronic lung infection. It's advanced. Emily's legs nearly gave out. We can treat it, the doctor continued, but he should have been receiving medication for months. Emily's voice shattered. I tried, I just couldn't afford. Daniel interrupted quietly. Do whatever it takes. The doctor nodded. He'll need long-term treatment, stability, a clean environment. Stability. The word felt cruel. Emily whispered, I don't have a home. Daniel looked at her then and said something that changed everything. You do now. Emily turned away. She wanted to believe him, but promises once broke don't heal easily. Through the glass, she saw Noah sleeping, tubes attached to his tiny body. She pressed her hand against the window and whispered, "I survived everything. Please survive this too." Daniel brought them to his house. Not as guests, not as charity, as family, he said. The room prepared for Noah was perfect. Soft lights, medical equipment, clean air. Emily thanked him, but slept on the edge of the bed, fully dressed, every night. She didn't unpack her bag. She didn't ask questions. She didn't trust peace. Daniel tried, quietly. He cooked meals, scheduled doctor visits, sat with Noah for hours reading stories. Noah laughed again. One night, Noah asked softly, "Mama, is he my daddy?" Emily froze. Daniel, standing in the doorway, heard everything. Emily answered carefully, "He's someone who's trying." Later that night, Daniel spoke to Emily in the kitchen. "I know I don't deserve forgiveness," he said, "but I want to earn the right to be his father." Emily looked at him, exhaustion etched into her face. "I didn't survive all those years to be rescued. I survived to protect my son." Daniel nodded. "Then let me protect both of you, without taking your strength away." Emily turned toward the stairs, conflicted. Her heart wanted rest. Her mind remembered pain. And upstairs, Noah whispered to himself, "I hope he stays." The house was quiet. Too quiet. Daniel sat on the floor of Noah's room, building a puzzle while Noah watched him carefully. After a long silence, Noah spoke. "Why didn't you come when I was little?" Daniel's hands stopped. He had prepared speeches for business meetings. He had faced courts and crises, but this question broke him. He took a slow breath. "I didn't know you existed." Noah tilted his head. "So you didn't choose to leave?" Daniel's voice cracked. "No. If I had known, I would have run to you." Noah studied his face for a long moment. Then he crawled into Daniel's lap and whispered, "I don't like being sick." Daniel held him tightly. "Neither do I, and I won't let you fight it alone again." From the hallway, Emily listened, tears sliding down silently. That night, Daniel stood in front of Emily. "I'm going to fight my own family if I have to," he said. "No more lies, no more control." Emily's heart pounded. For the first time, his words felt different, real. There was no ring, no grand speech, just two tired people sitting at the kitchen table at 2 a.m. Daniel spoke first. "I don't want to rescue you," he said. "I want to walk beside you." Emily stared at her coffee. "I'm scared," she admitted. "Every time I trusted someone, I paid for it." Daniel nodded. "Then don't trust me fully yet. Just don't shut me out." He slid a paper across the table. Medical plans, legal guardianship, school options. "This is Noah's future," he said. "And if you allow me, ours." Emily closed her eyes. She thought of bus stops, cold nights, Noah's fevered breaths. She looked at Daniel. "Slowly," she said, "one step at a time." Daniel smiled, softly. "That's all I'll ever ask." Upstairs, Noah slept peacefully, but life was about to test them one last time. The sun filtered softly through the curtains. Emily sat at the small breakfast table, sipping tea. Noah ran around the living room with his toy cars, laughing, truly laughing, for the first time in years. Daniel watched them both quietly from the doorway. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. He had promised he wouldn't rush her, and he hadn't. Emily finally looked up. "You kept your word," she said softly. "You stayed. You didn't take over. You just were here." Daniel stepped closer. "I promised I'd never leave again, and I won't. Not you, not Noah." Emily's eyes welled with tears. She reached out and took his hand, slowly, carefully. "Then let's try, together,"
she whispered. Daniel nodded, relief washing over him. Noah stopped running and ran into Emily's arms. Mom? Dad? Emily smiled, holding him tight. Yes, baby, we're together now. The past still lingered like shadows, but it couldn't touch them anymore. For the first time in years, Emily felt safe, seen, and hopeful.
Emily stood in the new home she had earned, Noah playing freely in the yard, Daniel holding her hand as they watched him laugh. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't a fairy tale, it was real. Emily whispered to Daniel, I survived because I had to. I healed because I was loved. I fought because my son needed me. I stayed because I refused to give up. Daniel kissed her forehead. You taught me what courage looks like. You taught me what love truly is. Noah ran to them, holding a scraped knee. Mom, Dad! Emily knelt down, bandaged him, smiled through tears. Yes, baby, we're all here. We're together. The storm of the past had ended. The cold nights, the hunger, the fear, all of it had led to this moment. A moment of earned happiness, of love reclaimed, of a family rebuilt stronger than ever. Because broken mothers raise the strongest children, and love, even delayed, never forgets.
Like and subscribe for more emotional stories. Do you believe second chances are real? Comment below.